Here we have the Logitech G600 MMO gaming mouse. And this is by far the best mouse I have ever used. Now, the only downside is that it has a cable and they don't have a wireless version. But I found this mouse is so good that I'm willing to put up with having the wire. Now, when you first look at it, it might be a bit daunting because there's 12 thumb buttons, and then on top you have 3 buttons. But once you start using it, you get used to it really fast, and then you'll find that you can't live without all of these buttons. So it's not just for MMO gaming. I'm not a big MMO gamer myself. I play a lot of first-person shooters, battle royales, games like Fortnite or CSGO or Warzone. And the way to approach these buttons on the side is not just look at it like 12 different buttons, but look at it in different zones. So if I get it really close, you can see that each button concaves in a slightly different way. And essentially what you have is the top 6 buttons, and they're all concaved in a bit of a groove. And then you have the bottom 6 buttons doing the same. So when you put your thumb on there, you don't have to look at it. You can just feel I'm in the top zone or I'm in the bottom zone. So that breaks it down to just 6 buttons here and 6 buttons here. And then because they are all slightly curved in different ways, you have either up and down, and then up left diagonal, up right diagonal, down left diagonal, down right diagonal. Or if you want to look at it in rows of 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once you get your head around that in your mind, it's super easy to know exactly what your thumb's doing, which zone it's in and which button it's going to press. So in games, there are so many different ways that you can assign these to different things. I'll usually have a row for weapons and a row for throwables, a row for healing, and then depending on the game, you have a few other things. And then of course you just have your standard left mouse button, right mouse button here, but having a third one that you use with your ring finger is just phenomenal. So for example, when I'm playing Warzone, I'll use this as a mount. So to mount the weapon to a wall or to a window frame or something, and it works really, really well. Then you have 2 buttons here. These are generally used to change the DPI of your mouse, but I've switched them around. So I use one of those to mute my microphone, mute and unmute. So it's really easy on the fly to just tap that with the underside of my finger. And then the wheel itself, you can scroll, but see those 2 arrows? It means that you can click it left and right, which means you have 2 extra buttons that you can assign to things in game. But I use this for so much more than gaming. This is just my regular everyday mouse, and these buttons here I assign to things like, say, copy and paste and cut. I have screenshot settings in some of these buttons, and just lots of things that you do every day. Whatever repeating tasks that you have, it's really good to assign buttons to those things that you're doing all the time. Really, really handy. But my most favorite thing is, because this clicks left and right, I have a single monitor instead of a multi-monitor setup, but I have multiple desktops. And then I assign these so I can swipe left and right between those 2 desktops, or those 3, 4, 5 desktops. And it kind of feels like using a mobile phone, swiping between desktops. It's really intuitive, really, really nice. And then the ring finger key, I tap that and it brings up all of the applications that I have running on that specific desktop. And then a bar up the top shows me the other desktops that I can go to, so I can see everything I have running at the click of a button. Really, really powerful, really useful. And I really wish Logitech would make a wireless version of the G600. But for now, I'm happy with this one. I've been using this for years. You can see that the logo's rubbing off, but I haven't had any issues with it malfunctioning. But I do have a spare one in the cupboard ready to go for when this one eventually breaks. But I'm hoping Logitech won't discontinue the G600, as it is just such a fantastic mouse. The only other changes that I've made are a new set of the Teflon feet on the bottom. And that was after maybe 5 years of use. The other ones finally wore down, and I got a pair of those. So yeah, really, really nice mouse. I can't speak more highly of it. If you're thinking about getting one, just get one, give it a go, and don't look back. Enjoy.